I finally got to sleep. I am sick. And you gonna wake me up, bro? So now I gotta get to sleep with the room spinning again because you want to try to get some brain. I hate men. So hello to all of my cherry bombs. It is, maybe I should turn this fan on. I feel like the fan is gonna be really hot and y'all aren't gonna be able to hear me. It is me, Cherry, and I'm finally back with another story time. But this particular story time is some tea that I actually left out when I was telling my story time about the first time that I went to Houston with my best friend. Yeah, so if you guys are interested, please continue to watch this video. Turn on your post notifications because I'm very sporadic with how I post, and if you want to see future videos from me, you will need them on. Give this video a thumbs up so that more people can find my videos and content like mine, and then also leave a comment down below after you hear this crazy story. I apologize if y'all see this crazy glare, because I know these glasses are giving a crazy glare, but I just really feel like wearing these glasses today because in my last video I took them off because I was like, oh, they're gonna have a glare, so we're just gonna do this with this glare. But anyway, my best friend Kitty, well, y'all know her as Kathy, but we be calling her Kathy, Kitty, all that. But anyway, myself and Kitty had gone down to Houston. This was back in, the first time I ever went to Houston was March of 2021, I think. So y'all, so if you've seen, like, if you go through my videos, there's a live where I told a story time about how our Houston trip went. A lot ended up happening over the course of that trip, but I think at the time I told that story I had just genuinely forgot about this part, so we're going to tell this part now. Okay, so while me and Kathy were down in Houston, we had ended up, I cannot remember how we met this bodyguard. Okay, so Kitty just told me, so that's how we met him. We met him the night previously at G5 when we were dancing at G5. Fuck G5. G5 everywhere, no matter what city you go to, is always so ghetto and catty and run down and just broke ass, weird ass energy. And even if it's not broke ass energy, it's always weird ass energy. Fuck G5. But we had met him at G5. He was a security at G5, and then he was telling Kitty, because I had we had a locker at G5 and I had the key to the locker, and I like combination locks. I do not like the locks with the keys, because when you're dancing, where the fuck are you about to put this key? I hate when people are only selling the locks with the keys. But I had bought a locker from House Mom at a different club, and she only had the key locks, which is like, girl, you got this because these are the cheapest ones. Please get the combination locks. Ain't nobody trying to have no key. Anyway, so I put the key in my wig cap, bro. I put the key in my wig cap and the key got lost. So while we were at G5 at the end of the night, everybody, you know, everybody getting their stuff, everybody leaving, I had to have security clip the lock off because I did not have the key. The key slid right out the wig cap. I don't know how the key slid out the wig cap, because not like we was doing shit. We ain't making it in no sections. We was not dancing for nobody. So we was definitely just doing a whole lot of sitting around. It was very ghetto. It was giving very broke, and they was trying to make it seem like the club was oh so lit, because this really big group that be coming in around the city was at G5 that night. And of course, in typical Houston fashion, they already had the girls picked out. They already got the dancers they fuck with. They wasn't, you know, they already knew who they was gonna have in the section when they got there with the woo. So everybody else, that one section was going crazy. Like I said in that live, everybody else was just sitting around. So I don't know how I lost the key just sitting around. Don't know how, but I lost that hoe. So at the end of the night, another security guard was clipping the lock, and while he was clipping the lock, this specific security guard that we ended up hanging out with was trying to talk to Kitty and ended up being like, hey, like, I do security at other spots around the city, so if you want to come out, I will make sure y'all are taken care of, like, you know, y'all get drinks, whatever, woo-de-woo, come out, da-da-da, I'll show y'all some spots, whatever. That's how we ended up meeting him. So we had ended up going to this club, and I think we were trying to go drinking before we tried to do a, like, I think we were trying to, like, just go drinking and stuff before we tried another club for the night. So we went to, like, a regular club, and we just got dropped off somewhere. I can't. So editing Cherry here, and I'm sure I probably corrected this and said this later in the video, but just in case I didn't, I'm gonna say it now. So we actually ended up going to this spot because this was the other spot the security guard worked at. It was college night, can't remember the name of the place or anything like that, but we ended up going out here because he had told us the night before when he was trying to talk to Kitty, he was like, if y'all want to come out, I'll make sure you guys get free drinks, etc., etc. Y'all can come drink there before you go to whatever spot you're gonna work at or before y'all go party. And it was not a club, it was like a bar. And the bar was giving strong, like, this is where the college kids party. Because I remember we got out of the Uber and we were like, everybody around us looks very young. Like, they look like they were definitely giving, like, oh, I just turned 21, or like I'm 22, 23. That's what it was giving, and we could tell heavily when we stepped out the Uber. I don't even remember how we ended up where we ended up, but we got dropped off at this spot, and the spot was giving college vibes. So we were just like very out of place, and again, we're not from Houston, so we don't know where to party, we don't know where to go, whatever. So we just felt like so out of place. We're like, oh, these are a bunch of college students getting fucked up in here, this is awkward. And the security guard, I think, if this is how we met him, again, you guys, I don't fucking know, but I do remember that he ended up hanging with us while we were there. Like, he ended up being like, he introduced us to the bartender. He was like, yeah, he's like, this is my guy, you know, he'll give you guys drinks, boom. So he ends up introducing us to the bartender. The bartender's taking care of us, giving us free drinks and stuff. And then they had a bull at this place. So we get lit downstairs, and then eventually we go upstairs, and they had a bull upstairs. And I'm like, oh, I want to ride the bull. He's like, okay, bet. I'll get y'all some, I guess, like coins or tokens or whatever you need to ride the bull. He got us that, and we got to ride that. So we do that, that's fun or whatever. And then, you know, we get more drinks, of course. And then we leave that spot. I think he had said like, oh, I'm watching, I think it was something like he was only working at that spot until a certain time, and then he was like, when I get off, I'll take y'all to like this spot or like this spot or whatever. So we're like, okay, cool, because he was cool, like he wasn't giving creepy vibes. He was cool the whole night. He was making sure we got drinks the whole night. He gets off and he's like, I think it was like he got off and he was like, hey, like, do y'all want to go eat? And we're like, hell yeah, we hungry. And mind you, so New York does not have, and I'm sorry guys, I'm really trying to remember how this happened because it's such a crazy ass story, but it's like I just can't remember all the details. So New York does not have Waffle House, y'all. And even though I do not like fast food, I love Waffle House. I don't even consider Waffle House fast food because there's something about being drunk and getting Waffle House that is just like a Negro spiritual. Like, you just feel it in your whole soul when you are drunk, and eating Waffle House is like the best experience on earth. I love Waffle House. I do. And so I knew that I was like, while we're in Houston, I gotta get some Waffle House because New York does not have one. So we had ended up, we went over there, whatever. We getting our food, and I wanted steak and eggs with some hash browns, and you know, we got all that. And then we went back to myself and Kathy's Airbnb again, only because he was cool as when I said he was not doing no weird flirty shit. He was not doing nothing weird. Like, he was just cool as we had been hanging out with him the whole night anyway. So he was like, you know, I'll give y'all right back to our Airbnb or whatever. Go, you know, we can eat at the B&B or whatever. It's cool. And then I'm just gonna go home and, you know, y'all have a good night. So he's like, okay, cool. He was not, I cannot stress this enough, y'all. He did not do nothing weird. Mind y'all, oh my God, funny part, because when he was inside ordering the food, he was ordering the food while me and Kathy, because, you know, look, he's security, so the boy was strapped, okay? So we in the car playing with the glizzy. We like, oh my God, you know, like, I don't know what the fuck we thought we was doing, but we in the car just, you know, just tossing the glizzy around, child. I don't know why are we so dumb? Why are we so dumb? We taking little pictures and videos with it, like, I ain't never been about that life a day in my life. Why am I taking pictures with this man Scrap? I'm not about that life. Ciao. Anyway, so we doing that, we being stupid, whatever. So we get back to B&B, and at that point, no, okay, this is what happened, y'all. I'm so sorry, this story is so all over the place. Okay, so we ended up between the college place, and I think we might have went one more place. We end up getting shit faced, bro. And I have a very high alcohol tolerance. Even though I'm small, I have a really high tolerance because I work nightlife, and it's not a good thing, but little baby be drinking. Like I drink a lot, I guess, considerably within reason. It's not like I'm drinking every day, but ever since I moved to New York, my alcohol tolerance is like through the roof. She's there. I really don't have a lot of nights where it's very rare that I have a night where I am, well, I've only had one night ever in my life where I was blackout drunk. Only one night ever. But it's very rare that I even get like sick, drunk, or anything like that. It's very rare. Like, I'm normally one of those people, like, I turn up, I'll get lit, but I'm never sloppy, and I'm never sloppy. I'm not an aggressive drunk. Like, I don't get mad or angry or whatever. I turn up, I vibe out, I be wanting food, and then, you know, I be doing my night. It's cool. So this particular night, I got so lit. So that's honestly, that's why I was playing with the glizzy in the car, because we lit as hell. Like, granted, we was not being like just like belligerent. Like, it's not like, you know, safety was on, nobody was pointing it towards the other person or anything like that. It wasn't like that. Like, we was like definitely drunk, but we was being like stupid. I mean, I guess we definitely were being stupid, because we still, why are you holding the glizzy if you're drunk? But anyway, and I don't even know if that's actually the correct word for what you correct like code name for that, because I'm pretty sure a glizzy is what people up here be calling hot dogs. But that's okay. Y'all can think I'm talking about a hot dog. That's cool. So we holding the glizzy. The glizzy got the safety on them. And so, I'm so stupid. So I'm one of those people, so while he was getting the food or whatever, even though it's rare that I get effed up when I'm drunk, I also know that if I do feel myself getting to that point, I have a window, y'all. I have a window where I have to eat in that window. Bro, if I do not get food in that window, it's clipped for me. It's over. I'm done. Deceased. I am done. I have to get food within my little window. If I get food within my little window, I will not get sick. I will literally eat, pass out, go to sleep, be having the best night of my life. But if I don't get food within my window, oh baby, I'm sick. The room is spinning. I'm out. The liquor is handing me them hands, okay? So by the time that we got our food and got back to the crib, I was literally so far, like, okay, say my window is like this, I was literally to here with the window. So it was too late for me to actually be able to, like, if I would have got it halfway through, I probably would, I still would have been straight. Definitely would have still been straight. But by the time I get to the end of the window, it ain't no point. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna take a couple bites, but I'm already feeling sick. So we get back to the Airbnb. I'm feeling sick. I'm like, I am lit. I'm definitely hungry. I want to eat this food, but I cannot. I'm sick. I need to go lay down, bro. Mind y'all, oh my god, I don't know if I said this about the Airbnb in Houston. Y'all is really gonna think that I never have good B&B or hotel experiences, bro, because I done had a lot of great Airbnb experiences and great hotel experiences, but the ones that, I mean, y'all don't want to hear when oh my god, I had such a good one. Y'all want to hear when it's dramaed out. Y'all want to hear when it's like some ratchetivity. So that's the ones I be telling y'all. So I've had plenty of ratchet hotel and Airbnb experiences too. Y'all, side note, this B&B, bro, had the big, and mind y'all, it was not even like, it was a cute B&B. It had the biggest mother effing roaches, bro. Them shits was so big, missing no meals. Them joints was humongous. So we already like I hope this ninja don't see no roach. He wasn't black, but still, I be calling everybody that. We like, I hope you don't see one, because them motherfuckers big. I had pulled the bed for the Airbnb off the wall, everything. The bed, my bed in my room, because it was two different rooms. My bed was in the middle of my floor, because I'm like, and my stuff was, nothing was touching the floor, nothing was touching the walls. So I'm like, I'm not gonna take home no roach. I live in New York City, and I ain't even got roaches here. So the hell I look like going to another city and then bringing back some roaches? when I already live in the city known for roaches and I ain't got no roaches? Baby, you ain't finna get me like that. So anyway, boom. So I'm out of my window. I'm going to sleep. I'm like, let me go lay in the room. I'm passing out because I'm so fucked up. And so I'm down for the count. Kitty is still up. So part of this story is really, the rest of what y'all about to get is faintly my recollection. And then the other part, the end of the story, is really going to be Kitty's recap of what she told me when I woke up the next morning, because I was just KO, which is so funny because I KO'd this night and then the next night Kitty had KO'd, and then I had a crazy story, which wasn't no crazy weirdo story. It was just I ended up dancing in a section for like some big time people. I was like, what the f? And I was the smallest girl in that hole. But anyway, I told that story in my life, but it was just crazy how everything happened. I was like, oh my god. Not oh my god because of who I was dancing for. I was like, oh my god, because I'm like, I made it into this section. I know they finna throw some money, and I ain't got no BBL, so I don't know how I got in this hole, but I'm here and I made it. That's why I was like, oh my god. I'm like, I made it. First off, I want to thank my mama for this face. My daddy too, but I look like my mama. I'm like, I want to thank my mama for this face. I want to thank my ancestors for getting me here and aligning me with the money getting niggas. That's why I was like, oh my god. But anyway, that was my crazy story from the next night. So boom, back to this though. I am down for the count, y'all. I am literally like, I feel the room start spinning and I'm like, I have to go to sleep right now, because it's either I'm gonna go to sleep or I'm gonna be sick. I just know what's about to happen. So lay down, I fall asleep. Surprisingly, it took me a little minute, because you know, like when the room be spinning, it's very uncomfortable trying to get to sleep when the room is already kind of faintly trying to spin. So I fall asleep though. I made it, y'all. Why do I wake? Because this is where the story got weird. Why I wake up, bro? Why do I wake up and security, oh, what I want to call security, I gave him a name this whole time. I'm gonna call him raunchy, because he was just being raunchy. What the f is wrong with you? Like, ew. Anyway, I wake up and I probably at this point I had definitely gotten myself all the way to sleep. But you know when you get yourself all the way to sleep, but you can still tell, like, your body knows that you have not been asleep long. So it's like, yeah, I was out, but I knew I had not been asleep long. So I maybe was asleep for like 20 minutes or so. Why I wake up, this nigga security is waking me up. He's in my room on the bed, like, he's kneeled on the bed, like, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm finna show y'all. Hold on. Y'all. This is my head. I'm on the bed. I'm like laid down, passed out. This my head. Why he like right here on the bed with his thing in my face? And I'm like, why am I waking up to this ugly pee-pee in my face? You are not my man. I don't know you. You got my friend's number. You was trying to talk to my friend. Why are you in my room? And not only that, I am unconscious. So I'm waking up to you trying to do stuff with me, which is some very weirdo energy. Because why would you want to? Anyone who preys on like drunk women, it gets weird. It gets very, 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 very much so weird, pressed and rapey. Because why would that be what you, like, that is so weird to wake up to. Like, why am I waking up to this in my face? Like, and what did you think I was gonna do waking up to that? And honestly, now that, because my camera had overheated, so I had to give it a second, but when I gave it a second, Kathy had texted me and she was like telling me about how everything had happened or whatever. And so basically what happened was, because I remember this too, because when we had got back to the B&B, Kathy had shot his, he had let her shoot his. Kathy was not super lit. Like, Kathy was still much more coherent, lit, but Kathy was like the more sober of the two of us. And then Kathy was telling me, she was like, when he realized, and I know this to be true as well, When he realized that I was the litter of the two of us, that's when he started kind of trying to be on my body, which just gets very predatory. That's weird. So anyway, why am I waking up with your ew in my face? Like, you are not my man. I'm not that type of girl. I don't know why. Like, I feel like people have these misconceptions about women that work nightlife, especially when you dance. But honestly, when you work nightlife period, that you are just like so easy and you can just be like, you just like, they want to fun girl you. I'm tired of people trying to fun girl me. Yes, do I know how to have fun? Of course. I'm not the fun girl. The fun girl that, you know, it's like when men put you in that fun girl category, it's like, oh, this is not wife material. This is, I just want to use her as a body to have sex with. That is what men use the fun girl as. It is a good time. We can party together, get lit together, and then I get to have sex with this girl, and that is it. I am not the fun girl. No. And so I wake up and I'm like, I'm like, why do you have your, like, why are you undressed? And he's like, oh, you know, I just I can't remember what he said, but he was like trying to like basically be like, oh, you know, just and I'm like, no, like, get away from me. I literally told him, I was like, you can see that I'm messed up and I'm sleeping, like, I'm trying to go to sleep, get away from me. So I said that or whatever. Like, I literally tell him, and mind you, it's not even like I did like some big cuss out, because again, y'all, I was so intoxicated. I'm like, I finally got to sleep. I am sick, and you gonna wake me up, bro? So now I gotta get to sleep with the room spinning again because you want to try to get some brain. I hate men. I'm like, you cannot be this stupid. Why would you do that? Like, I was so irritated. But again, I'm so fucked up. I do not have the energy to cuss you out the way that the way that you deserve to be cussed out. Because why would you do that? Why did you wake me up? I'm sick. Oh my God, that pissed me off. So anyway, I get him out the room because I'm like, get away from me. Like, no, this is not gonna happen. You can put that up. Get away from me. I'm not doing none of that. I don't know what the fuck you thought this was. Get away from me. I'm trying to go to sleep. So he goes out of the room. I literally, I think I had told him to close the door because I know I didn't get up to close the door because I was so up. Editing chair here again. I do want to also mention that Kathy at the time, like, I know this interaction sounds like it was a long interaction. He was probably in the room with me all of like, it was less than 5 minutes. And Kathy did not realize that he had went into my room because, mind y'all, it was 2 rooms and there was a kitchen area. I think he said he was going to get some, like, maybe to go eat more of his food or get a drink or something. But Kathy didn't realize he came over to my room. So when she realized that, she came over and she was like, along with me telling him to get the F out, she also was like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, she was like, get out of here. Like, why are you in her room? Like, get out. So between me and Kathy, that is how he ended up getting up out of my room. And then that's where the rest of the story goes. I'm like, close the door. He go out the room, whatever. I go right back to sleep. So this is where Kathy's side of the story begins, because I went back to sleep and I was knocked out the rest of the night. And granted, you know, I was not trying to be a bad friend, because at the end of the day, it's one of him and 2 of us. Like, it should, you know, it shouldn't be a situation. And he has the blicky. That's what I was trying to call it. I've been calling it the glizzy, girl. I was trying to call it the blicky. That's how you know, girl. I did not be about none of that. Anyway, you got the blicky on you and I am asleep. My friend is alone with you and I'm asleep. I'm so sorry. I was just, y'all, I was so sick. I did not have it in me. I was so sick. Kathy had to take over, bro. Oh my God, I was hanging on by a string. So, really not even a string. I was not hanging on at all, because that's why I was asleep, because I was down for the count. So, this is where Kathy's side begins. So Kathy told me, she was like, after I went to sleep or whatever, she was like, you know, you went to sleep, and she was like, you were knocked out. She was like, once he realized that he wasn't gonna be able to try with you, she was like, he came back into the room with her, because our Airbnb, it was like 2 rooms, our 2 rooms was on the opposite side. So he went into Kathy's room, and she was like, he was like trying to, like, basically he was begging her for some kitty cat. Kitty was not going for it either. So I'm like, and mind you, I'm the nice friend out of the 2 of us. So I'm like, if I'm not going for it, you definitely not finna have no luck with her. Hell no. So anyway, and I don't mean nice friend as I'm like, I'll just be, oh my god, I'm so nice, I'm finna give you some coochie because I'm so nice. No, that's not what I mean. But I'm just saying, like, out of the two of us, I'm the more approachable friend. I'm the more friendly one. So I'm like, if you was not getting it out of me, what made you think that you was gonna go to her and that it was just gonna... Also, not to mention, myself and Kathy have the same mindset when it comes to, if you try to slide on my friend, you got to stay there, and vice versa. So if you try one of us, that's the one that you need to stick with. That's the one you need to, that's who face you need to be in. We are not with the whole men trying to flip-flop in between the both of us. It's messy, it's weird, and it, like, guys, I feel like do that to try to feed their ego or like try to boost their ego. It's like, oh, okay, like I want to be able to say I have both the friends. Myself and Kathy are never the friends where you can be able to be like, oh, I have both friends. It's just not giving that. It's not giving that and never will give that. Like, you is not finna play us like we some lames. Like, we're not about to give you bragging rights to you and your boys. Like, oh yeah, I took down 2 besties. Maybe it was like Drake or something, but for a regular, no. If it was Burna Boy, Burna, if you ever see this, if you're watching, if by some chance this clip makes it on the interweb in a bigger capacity, for you, we'll make it happen. What I remember her telling me, she was like, you know, once he seen, like, I guess he was trying to, like, get her to, like, he was like, oh, you know, you're not going to take that off or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? What people say when they be thirsty, just weird. And once he seen that she wasn't going for it, because she had told me, I remember her telling me that he did the same, like, the same way I woke up and he had his pants off and shit and the thing was out. He had his pants off with her in the room, too. But I guess he had maybe his boxers on, because it sounded like he had the boxers on, but he had his pants on. And she kept on saying, like, this is not finna happen. Like, you keep begging me, it's not finna happen. He like, oh, please, da da da. And she's like, no, like, you can put your clothes back on. And I think, I remember her telling me that they ended up, like, just sitting down and having a conversation. I want to say he might have been trauma dumping on her or something. Or he was just, like, begging and basically telling her how much, like, he liked her and this and the third. And they was talking about, like, I don't know, like, future goals and all this other stuff, but the whole while they was talking, he still didn't have his pants on. And I remember her telling me that, like, I guess they ended up talking for, like, maybe 2 hours after that. But it was really, like, it was like they were having conversation, but it was also her simultaneously being like, hey, like, when are you leaving? Like, you need to go. Like, nothing's gonna happen here. Like, you keep on wanting to talk to me, like, begging to talk to me or whatever, and begging to F me and shit, but it's like, it's not giving that. It's not gonna happen. So, like, when are you leaving? And I guess every time, like, she kept on trying to, like, basically, like, put your pants back on. This is not gonna happen. Like, why are we having this conversation right now with your pants off? Like, every time she was saying stuff like that, I guess he was just kind of, like, not getting the hint, or getting the hint but just didn't get. So he ends up according to Kathy, finally leaving. And it was like 2 hours later. So I'm like, damn, like, now it took him that to leave. Like, what the fuck, weird ass nigga. So he finally leaves, and after he leaves, he is blowing up Kitty's phone. Blowing up her phone. Literally was like, oh my god, like, you know, why don't you talk? Like, she was blocking his number, everything. It used, you know, different numbers, blowing up her phone, calling her caller ID, call off, no ID, no ID, no ID, no caller ID, over and over and over and over and over, calling her, blowing up her phone, like, begging to, like, oh, can I come back? Because I guess, you know, eventually she got him to leave. So he's like, oh, can I come back? Like, I just want to hang out with you. Like, I just want to get to know you. Like, I really like you. All this other stuff. Like, just being a weirdo. And he blew up her phone literally, like, the rest of the day. And, like, I think a couple days after that, too. Like, blowing up her phone. Because he didn't have my number. Blowing up her phone. Heavy. Like, it was very weird, because I'm like, why would you show your ass like that and then be blowing up the phone? Like, ew. Like, we have seen now you're a creep, you're a weirdo. And it's crazy because the night started off so good. Like, when I tell y'all, he was not creepy at all. He had us so cool. He was so cool and so chill. And even, like, honestly, even when we was at the crib at first, he was still very cool, very chill. Like, you know, we just eating, talking, whatever. Like, he's cooling. So for him to make such a, like, wild, like, 180 like that and become a predatory creep, and and then you're blowing up her phone as if she would give you a chance to like spin the block and talk to you. You was never gonna be able to talk to her in the first place. Honestly, let's start there. It was never given that. But for you to spin the block after doing what you did and then think you had a... No. He was just so weird. Like, he was so weird and so creepy, and he just kept on calling her off no caller ID, like heavy. And it's like, how are you not getting the point? So yeah, that's the story. We actually ended up seeing him. Actually, I didn't see him. So this past time we went to Houston, I was just in Houston 2 weeks ago. This past time we went to Houston, we went back to, no, we went to what used to be Bunnies. They done turned Bunnies into, I guess, the new G5. And so G5 is now a different building, because that's what they be doing in Houston. They just be, anytime one strip club closes, they put another, they take another strip club, don't even change the name, just put it in the building of the new strip club. Be like, oh, like, we're gonna open it, whatever the fuck, like, get up. So we were there as customers, though. We were there as customers. We were in the section, and we were just, you know, we were vibing on the section, we're drinking and stuff, I'm dancing, having a good time. And I did not see him, but Kitty saw him still working at G5, and I guess he was ashamed and he just turned around and like just went somewhere else to the club. Because I'm like, you should be ashamed, raunchy. You should be very ashamed, you raunchy bitch. You nasty bitch. You should be so ashamed. That was so, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with men in general? Like, what is wrong with y'all? That is so weird. Like, what makes you want to try to do anything with somebody who is clearly incoherent and knocked out? Moment of silence, because that's really some weirdo shit. Anyway, that is the story. He was weird. I don't know what I'm going to title this. If you guys have similar stories, leave them down in the comments below. I hope you don't, because, you know, nobody wants to go through that weird, creepy ish. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this story time, and then also subscribe to my channel. It would help me out a lot, because I am almost at 50k, you guys. I should have been at 50k. I keep on being like, oh, I'm gonna be consistent, and then I'll be head ass and I'll be just depression, y'all, honestly. But we're not gonna talk about that. Depression be blocking, but I am trying my best, okay? But we're almost at 50k. I am hoping to get to 70k in the next 6 months, so we'll see, because after 70, then I'm trying to get to 100. So yes, help me out, you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.